So we're taking off the A47 and I'm turning into King's Lynn. This is the slip road to the 149 and this is always a problem. You can see here King's Lynn to the left only, King's Lynn and A149 middle and A149 on the right hand side. Now take a note of where the tanker is in front there in the middle lane. Left hand lane is a cut across. This should only be for the town, which goes into a supermarket and McDonald's, stuff like that. And the middle lane you can either sweep off to the left and then turn right. That is what it's there for. That's why it says Kings Lynn and A149. Right, now where the tanker is going on his route, he is doing the correct route for taking the 149. Right hand is a 10. Okay, so watch this Iveco horse box here. It's going to indicate to go across me. This is a common thing here. Accidents happen all the time. So he's come across and I'm going on my route and I will then turn right to go off to Hunter's Land Rover. Okay, now I've got a camera behind me as well. This is a dash cam that I've got, and I've got a camera behind me, and I'm going to show you now. You can see the Iveco has just passed me, and there is a Land Rover product, red one. You know what type of people drive those sort of cars. Now watch this. Okay, I didn't see this, however, a quick sharp brake, no indicator, and then pull across. Yeah, very not thoughtful. They didn't know where they were going, did they?
Right then, gents and ladies, what we got here today, we have a dash cam, Autovox. Actually a excellent piece of kit. What it is basically is just a journey recorder. So what you're going to be doing with this is just ignoring it once you've had it fitted. If you have an accident or an incident, a bump or something a little bit more serious, then it's recorded evidence. So we have a front camera which is mounted on the screen on the front, and then on the rear we have another camera. Easy to fit. It took me about 20 minutes to fit all in all. Does need a little bit of electrical knowledge if you want to have the reversing light sensor on. You can have it switched on or switched off depending on your needs, but of course nowadays we need a reversing aid, don't we, to get those tight spaces. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get it right on this because the camera's mounted inside, which is a bit precarious. I'd have rather had it outside, but I decided against it because of serviceability.
Initially, I was a bit upset because I couldn't adjust this until I touched the screen and realised that the screen will move, as you can see there, to get a little bit more dynamic range. And also I can move these boundary markers for safe, intermittent and dangerous areas. You can see green to red. Once you can get it right, it did take me a little time to get the touchscreen to work properly, simply because I've got thick skin on my fingers. But you can see here it works. You can adjust it how you want to and set it how you want to. Absolutely brilliant.
However, I've been testing this for the last week. Well, I tell a lie, I haven't been testing it. I've put it in and just left it. This day and age, you can't be too careful. Trucks are having cameras put on them everywhere for reasons you know why, because people are making stupid claims for stupid accidents. So it's best that companies cover their backside. If they're doing it, we need to do it as well. Listening to Richard Cooper on YouTube, he's quite a level-headed guy. He's had one fitted to his RX-8 because he had a woman who hit him, reversed into him, and then when she went for the insurance claim, she blamed it on him for ramming her. So, not good. He got a dash cam, and to be honest with you, the amount of close calls I've had on the road, I know I'm a safe driver. I've tried to anticipate things a bit better in a car. When you drive a truck, you know it's the same thing. This thing is 12-volt system for cars. Lorries will have their own ones fitted anyway. However, you need to protect yourself now, don't you? You really do need to make sure that you have your backside covered, because when it comes to insurance claims, people are going to take you to the cleaners if they can get away with it, simply because they do not want to lose their no claims bonuses. So driving a car has its setbacks, and there's always somebody out there who's trying to get a fiddle over on you, aren't they? So after trying this, I've got to say this is pretty good. It is a review, however, this is staying in the car. I'm going to use this, unless, of course, the girlfriend decides that she needs a dash cam, then I'll have to invest in one. But I can leave it in here now. I do need to put an SD card in because when I was driving it, it wasn't recording because I'm using it in this GoPro, which I was using as a dash cam, believe it or not. It's more inconvenient with a GoPro. GoPros are very temperamental. This thing, as I said, is if you hit something, it will lock the video. So when you're in the video recording mode, it will keep that video clip. You can do it manually as well if you feel that you need to isolate something and lock it, keep the clip, and then review it later. Records front and back simultaneously on separate video files. So what you do, you need to record in the back and the front, and you can sync them up together or just use one or the other, depending on if somebody slaps you up the backside or they put the brakes on very quickly with no brake lights, or turn from the side into you, because it happens, doesn't it?
If it's important to you, this has a Sony IMX 307 sensor and is 1080p, which gives a clear view. I'll agree with it. If your window screen is clear, it's okay. Now, I'm driving here. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and it's only just getting light. You can see not too glary, and it's not too bad. You can see the smears on the windscreen. The rear camera, however, you'll see an ambulance go past me as I'm turning to my right. Okay, when you've got light there, it's okay. A little bit grainy, but you can see how dark it is. It says it has night vision. However, night vision, as you probably know already, you still need a light source to reflect back off any image. Okay, so it's not too bad. As you'll agree with me, that is a very clear image for that time of the morning. This is the price on Amazon at the moment. It may change. However, this is available in the US and the UK. There's a discount code below if it's useful to you.
People don't know you have a dash cam. They act differently when they know you have a dash cam, and you can see some of the clips in Russia where people have tried to pull a fast one on a pedestrian crossing, and the guys go, well, what are you doing? Why are you pretending to crash into my car and feign an illness? I've got a camera here and I've just recorded you. That discourages them straight away, and this is the day and age we live in, isn't it? Yeah, so peace of mind more than anything. I can't afford to lose my no claims bonus. Insurance is very expensive these days. So there you go. Basically, in a nutshell, that is a dash cam and also reversing camera. Next bit of this section is about installing the cam into the vehicle and a few tips and tricks for you. Okay, so thanks for watching. Okay, so let's have a look at fitting this bad boy just as a little bit of an extra. So here's your main head unit. It has a front camera, front pointing camera, and it has bungee fittings to fit it onto the rear view mirror. Okay, so you can adjust the camera from there. Unfortunately, it has cables, power cable, the rear camera, and the GPS connection, which is pretty good because that will give you miles per hour or kilometers per hour. And what I've had to do is run the cables through the headliner and then down underneath the trim. In the box, you also get a load of cables. This will do an estate car and possibly a small van. You also have a GPS sender or receiver sender and the rear camera. Okay, so the rear camera, I've run the loom through. There's millions of possibilities. I've decided to fit it on the inside, okay, and I've had to screw it to the headliner, and the cable is hidden behind there as well. The best way to have it actually is to fit it behind the number plate and then run the cable up behind the number plate and through the number plate lamp. Best way to do it. But if you want to have the reverse sensor, or when it's connected and you're in reverse gear, you need to find, like for instance here, yellow wire. I found earth and yellow, which will give me a power feed when the reverse is engaged, so I can then connect a red wire to it. And when you've engaged it, it will switch straight over to reverse, and it will also give you the markers. So
Got to be a bit careful with this one. It does take a little bit of time. If you do not know anything about electrics, then get somebody else to do it if you want that facility. I'll show you here how it works. Okay, you have in reverse gear. Okay, when it is in reverse gear, it goes automatically to this, and then you have to set the camera to your boundaries. So when you're reversing, you know this one. You see it on quite a lot of modern cars. It gives you a gauge. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for me because I can see too much of my rear boot. Okay, but you can see the red boundary is definitely where your rear bumper would be. And you need to adjust it to fit. Obviously, that is done on the rear camera. Okay, so you have your green, yellow, and your red zones. A brilliant bit, automatic when you put it in reverse. Obviously, when you're trying to adjust this, because you can move the screen up and down, and you can also move the boundaries about to your liking. Just remember, you've got to have it in reverse gear, so don't have the engine running while you're doing this, because obviously the vehicle will lurch off or something, yeah. So, yeah, basically you can set these how you want it, and you can set the boundaries how you want it. Gauge it by the way you've parked your car to the distance between yourself and an object or another car. So basically, yeah, you can adjust this around until it's to your liking, which is fantastic. Okay, so you get a fair bit of cabling, and the joint for the camera, I've actually used a bit of amalgam rubber tape just to make sure it doesn't come apart, because once this is in the trim, then that will do. Best way to do it is take the seals off the doors, and then you can run it through the headliner. That's the easiest way to do it. And this is a little bit disruptive, but it works when you can fit it. So that is the rear view camera. You can fit it anywhere you like. You can even watch the interior. Power supply is for cigarette lighter type plug, and it has a long piece of cable as well, plus you have your fitting for the head. Okay, so there we have the GPS sensor, okay, which you can stick to your dashboard. Now, when that is all cabled up, that will go to the head as well. Okay, benefit here, when you're driving, you get to see the rear view mirror anyway. As you can see, it's reflective. Plus you have something to tell you how fast you're going, and you can turn it off if you don't want to see that. Okay, so you do need to supply your own SD card, and this is a micro SD card which fits in that slot there. The head unit is touchscreen, and there is a microphone in there. You touchscreen to toggle between different views. To the left of that is the microphone. You can either switch it on or off. It will record. Okay, it will go on to a default setting here, which is your drive mode. Okay, you can see from the reflective qualities there that you can use it as a rear view mirror anyway. Okay, so like I say, you can toggle between views by touchscreen. You can lock the clips if you have an accident, but it will do it automatically. Sometimes it just does it when it's hits a bump or something like that. Doesn't work when there's not an SD card fitted. Right, so the settings: resolution, movie clip time, sound recording, reverse line switch. You can switch that on and off, and drive mode. So you can switch that on and off as well. Just basically toggle between the two. If you need to view the recording, just take the SD card out, put it in your computer, and it comes out as .mov files. The sound recorder is on this. I've just now banged it in reverse. As I said, I had this camera fitted in the wrong place, so I can't get the gauge properly done without seeing at the back of the vehicle. So there we go, incriminating evidence that I'm smoking whilst driving. Naughty boy. But yeah, basically good. This is a good bit of kit. Once it's in there, you just forget about it, and you start the vehicle up, it then starts recording. You have to switch it off from recording if you don't want it to record, but the whole idea is to have it monitored while you're driving. Forget about it. If you have an accident, then you can do something about it. Plus there's the reversing aid as well, which is automatic when you put it in reverse.